Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. We're sitting in a 2007 Honda Pilot in need of a starter motor. In our last video I'll post here, we diagnosed that it needed a starter. In this video, we'll be replacing it. So the starter lives down in this dark little hole underneath the coolant hoses. During the diagnosis, we already took this off. They just pop off of the coolant hoses, and then we got them suspended out of the way with a bungee cord so we can get access to the back of the starter. So first thing we want to do is disconnect the negative battery terminal. That'll de-energize the system. If we don't do that, that big positive off the back of the starter will be a live wire. We don't want it to touch on anything and fry any circuits. So disconnecting the negative battery cable de-energizes the system, and we're good to go. So I'm going to do my best to film what I can. Because of its location deep down in there, I know I'm going to be in your way and not get very good footage. So I'll do my best to show you the new starter, where the bolts are, where they're located on this starter, and how to best get access to it. So this is the new starter. There's just two bolts, one on top, one on the bottom. If you can't see them, you can definitely feel them. And then in the back here, we have the main power feed and the S terminal. S terminal just pops off. The main power feed unbolts. Two bolts there, the whole thing comes off and around, and then the new one goes right in. Quick and easy. So I think that's the best I can do with the camera. What we want to do is take this S terminal off. It should just pull off the back, just like a spade connector. So that comes off. And then we want to take off our main power feed. That's a 12 millimeter. I'm gonna use my ratcheting wrench just to make it easier. Okay, it should come off. Perfect. Just set that aside. So I'm going to move these in the other direction. Now there's an orange wire here connected to a little bracket. This is the new one. See that bracket there? So we want to disconnect that connector from the bracket. You can use a flathead screwdriver to push on it. If you need a pick to get on the back side of it, just still pulling off that little connector from the bracket. There we go. And then our two main bolts. They're a 14 millimeter. You guys tipped over, you all right? Bound pretty tight. I'm trying to break it, but it's not working. Not a lot of room to work with, but there is enough. So I busted those two loose. Having a long ratchet was the ticket. 3-inch extension with a deep socket. Took a lot of muscles to break those loose. I'm just gonna finish getting them out with my electric ratchet, hopefully. Just saves time. All right, got them out. Top and bottom are the same length. Now it should just pop off. I'll pull out this little dipstick for the transmission. Drape a rag over the tube so I don't drop any dirt in it. Okay, so this might have to finagle with the hoses a little. There you go again. One last thing we got to get off is that connector right there holding the positive battery cable on. Once that's off, the starter should slide right out. All right, there she is. All right, there's the old one. So this connector right here, I couldn't get it off. Let me show you down here. It's right here. I just really struggled trying to get that off with it down here. There's just not a lot of room. So I just unbolted it. It was an 8 millimeter nut is all it was holding it on. I just took the whole bracket off so I can at least get the starter out. Then I took that connector off the bracket because then I had more room with my hands to get under there. So old starter is out. We'll go ahead and slip our new starter in. We can leave this bracket on because the connector will just slip right over the top of it. Also, this right here, this is the nut that came off the old starter. The new starter nut that they gave me was a 13 millimeter. This is a 12, so just to keep things metric, we went ahead and swapped it over. Same threads, just different hex size. So that's it. Gonna drop it in and bolt everything up. Now there is a starter gasket that we want to be mindful of. This one came off the old one, so just keep that in mind when we're putting it all in, that there is that little gasket shim looking thing. Okay, this goes down. Whew, feels impossible to get that shim on and everything back in, but it does go in. Now if you want, I'm in a parking lot, so I can't really do this, but if you were to drain the coolant and take these hoses out of the way, life would be dreamy. But as is, coming along. All right, those are tight. I'll give you the torque specs right there. Now I'm gonna get these coolant hoses moved back out of the way. Could put our big one on. I'll give you the torque specs for this right there. Okay, put the boot on. Then we'll put our S terminal on. Make sure our O2 sensor wire is plugged back into that little bracket on this side. The main power feed is plugged into that bracket on this side. We'll put our battery back on. Go inside, start it up. Now we will still have to do something with our radio. There's a radio code that we need to have. And if your vehicle has navigation, there's a navigation code we need to have as well. I'll show you how to access that once we're inside. So when you turn the car on, you'll get a message saying enter code. This is for the navigation. If you have a navigation screen like this, you want to type in the 4-digit navigation code. It's a touch screen, so you can just hit all the numbers, type in that 4 digits, hit done, and your navigation is now unlocked. For the radio code, you want to come down here, turn the radio on, and it's a 5-digit code. And you just type that in with these numbers here. Once you enter the numbers, it'll give you a loud beep, and then you're ready to go. Turn the car off, turn it back on, and it will not ask you for those codes again. They've already been entered. But where do you find those codes? Sometimes you can find them in the glove box. There'll be a sticker with a code on it, radio code, navigation code in the sticker. If it's not there, there's 2 other options that you can try. The first is Googling Honda radio code and clicking on the Honda website. It'll ask you for some information, like the VIN number and a few other things, and then it will give you your radio code right there. Or you can call the dealer. Again, they'll want your name, the VIN number, and they'll give you the radio code over the phone. They'll also help you with your navigation code as well. So first, try the glove box. Second, go online. Third, call the dealer. All right, there you go. That's how you can replace a starter motor on these Honda Pilots. Now, I couldn't remove the radiator hoses because of where I am. I didn't have a place to put the old coolant, so I didn't have a catch pan or anything like that. But removing those radiator hoses or disconnecting those hoses to get them completely out of the way would make this repair a dream job. But as is, we got it. So sweet, this car is back up and running. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe. See you on the next one.